Hello everybody and welcome to Uprising. Today I'm going to be actually comparing the Lourdes to the Paino hydrogen machine. This has actually been something that a lot of people have been actually messaging me about. So much so that I finally decided to make this video. It actually took a lot of research to figure out what the heck is going on with this machine. It turns out that if you want the simple answer is the Lourdes is better. But I will give you the breakdown ultimately of why the Paino is actually not good. When I first originally looked at the statistics and the numbers and all the information about the machine, it actually looked great. And I was like, oh my gosh, this thing seems really great. But here's the problem. First of all, the machine requires a lot of maintenance. This machine needs a special type of cleaning every 72 hours, every 3 days. It's kind of ridiculous. You got to use citric acid to do it, and it doesn't really have a self-maintenance button like the Lourdes does, and in the end it's kind of complex. But that's not the only reason. It actually also it wastes water, and that to me is a really big problem, because with the Lourdes I put the water that I want to drink in the pitcher. No water is wasted. It's full of hydrogen. Everything's great. With the Paino machine, it actually wastes between 10 to 30% of the water that is being used to make the hydrogen. So if water is precious the way it is to me, because I clean my water, you know, whether you're trying to distill it and remineralize it and do this whole process that I do, only to waste 10 to 30% of it is really kind of a pain, and it's a little heartbreaking. So that's one of the things also that I did not like about the Paino. Let me look at my list here again, because I had so many things. One of the things that I found interesting about the Paino is that they actually try to purposely not tell you certain information. It's almost like they know that it's not good. There's actually a company in Japan that surprisingly will tell you, they used to carry the Paino product, they still have some of them. Their representatives themselves actually told me that they recommend not buying the machine anymore. They're actually trying to push a new machine, and I'm looking into that also, and so far it's okay, but there's some drawbacks also, and I'll make another video about that at some point. But as far as the Paino machine, let me see here. It also has some very expensive, it's like a cell that needs to be replaced every 3,000 uses. So in my case, I mean, I run my machine, my Lourdes, all the time. I would have to be replacing this particular part that's somewhere between like $250 to $400 or $450. It's an expensive part. I'd probably be having to replace it every year, maybe two. I mean, I don't know. And then it also has a dust, some type of other filter that would also probably require some form of maintenance. And that's not even the worst of it. From what I hear, the machine is actually very unreliable. So it's very problematic. It really doesn't, it's not reliable. It has issues, and that's really kind of a pain when you're trying to make hydrogen water, because when you look at, well, the Lourdes is a very simple machine. That's something that I really like about it. It's simple, it's reliable, you know, it's very easy to use ultimately. But looking at the Paino again, let me look at my list here. So you have to replace this type of titanium filter or something rather. And you have to do a cleaning every 72 hours. It wastes 10 to 30% of the water. And the water in the end is electrolyzed. And that was one of the things that surprised me. The pH will actually change with time, which was another interesting thing that I found about it. There was a very little detail that they wanted to release about this information. Let's just keep it simple. In the end, it was electrolyzed water. Electrolyzed water is something that is really something that I personally want to stay away from. You don't want electrolyzed water. There is research about very alkaline water not being good for you from Japan. Watch my other videos. But that was one of the other things that I didn't really like about the machine. And in the end, I guess that's pretty much it. The cost of maintenance is more. Some of the levels of hydrogen, from what I've been reading and understanding, are questionable. It certainly doesn't hold the amount of hydrogen in the water, and it doesn't have nanobubbles the way that the Lourdes does. So in the end, after I looked at all the different factors, Lourdes was still better. I really was kind of excited, thinking that maybe the Paino was better, but in the end it just wasn't. And so, you know, I'll always keep looking, and I'll always try to get the latest information for you guys, but in the end the Lourdes is still really the best unit out there. I wanted you guys to, you know, watch this video in order to get all the latest information. This was something that was really difficult to get. this information. Really wanted to share with you guys. If you liked the video, don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to give it a thumbs up if you like the information. And I'll see you guys next time on my next video.